Hey everybody, Puzzle Max here, and today I'm going to be talking about some new puzzles that I got in the mail today that are really awesome and I'm really excited about. This comes from a company called Kanyons Cubes. This is their logo here, that I had up until recently never heard of. Discovered them while looking around for some video reviews and things, and they have a great selection of unique 3D printed puzzles as well as some mass-produced stuff. They definitely got added to my bookmark list. This will be a puzzle website that I check out pretty regularly. The reason I went to the website was to get my hands on Lord of the Cubes Square-3. Uh, this caught my eye when I first saw it. I knew I had to have it, and when he announced that it had been quote unquote mass produced by Kanyons Cubes and was being sold, I figured let's grab it, take a look. Reasonably priced and well worth it if you like Square One puzzles. This is a Square One modification where the edges are intact and the corners have been split into three pieces. So unlike your Square 2, where all of the pieces are interchangeable, you can move an edge to where corners are supposed to be, things like that. On this, the edges can only be replaced with edges in situations like this. But if you try and move, say, this edge to this corner position, you get bandaged. You can make that first turn, but after that, you lose the ability to make complete turns. So that adds a deceptive level of difficulty because of the way things are allowed to move. I've already solved this a couple of times, and the solve is not as difficult as I expected it to be because there's a really cool 3-cycle for moving these corner pieces, both the actual 3-color corners and the 2-color cutoffs from them. I'll go ahead and show you that. It's a really easy 3-cycle. If you turn this off to here and this off to here, so that you're cutting the corner 1/3, cutting both those corners 1/3, then this red and yellow corner piece down here, next to the edge, I'm going to bring up to the top, and it's going to replace this white, orange, and blue corner piece, the actual corner. That white, orange, and blue corner is going to come down to the bottom here and replace this yellow, green, and red, and the yellow, green, and red is going to move over one slot here. This algorithm works in a lot of different positions all over the place. The only issue is you can't do it if one of these pieces is going to end up going to an edge slot, because then you'll run into the bandaging that I just showed. So you've just got to kind of keep track of where you're doing it from. So if I just bring this up to here, move this one click to the left, and then turn the left side. Then move one click back to the right, turn the right side, one click back to the left, and undo that left turn. Then I can just bring this back and bring this back, and now you can see that yellow and red has replaced the corner, and I've got two corners sitting down here in the slots where they shouldn't be. And you can do that as a left-hand version as well. So if I bring this up to here, now I want this white, blue, and orange to replace that. I can just bring that around to there. Same thing, start on the left that time. Bring this over, start on the right, bring this back, undo the left, and bring this back, undo the right. So that was a very helpful commutator that I came up with, pure 3-cycle. The puzzle overall is great quality. It's built really, really well. It's nice and heavy. Turns easy. I mean, you can finger trick the top layers, bottom layers, smooth turns in the middle. So high quality puzzle, highly recommend. I'll have links to Kanyons Cube's website in the description, as well as to Lord of the Cubes YouTube page where he kind of showed off this and a couple other puzzles. So be sure to check both those out, give them a like. The other puzzle that I got that caught my eye on the Kanyons Cubes website, because it's a cuboid that I have wanted in my collection for a long, long time, but nobody was mass producing. The ones I could find were 3D printed models that were way too big and way too overpriced. This one was reasonably priced, and it's so awesome. This is the 3x5x5. And there's some similar cuboids out there, and you think, well, what's so special about this one? Well, unlike the one that I have that's a 4x5x5, this one, because all of the numbers are odd numbers, can shapeshift, which adds a great new level of difficulty. I've solved this once. It wasn't terribly difficult, but it was a little confusing in a couple of spots. It took me a really kind of few bad words and some patience to figure out exactly what I needed to do in a couple of spots. But because of the shape-shifting abilities, you can do some just normal 3x3 stuff, where you can swap centers like that. And because of the shape-shifting ability, you also have full access to your parity algorithms. So if I need to swap these, I can just do right, right, front, front, right, right. I screwed that up because I can't say it and do it, but you see what I'm saying. It's also got some it's made well, it's very well built, and I've messed it up in the process here, so I'll give this a full scramble on camera just because. But you can do your same OLL parity algorithms as well. Right, right, back, back, up, up, left, up, right inverse, up, right, up, front, front, right, front, front, left inverse, back, back, right, right. So the shape-shifting ability of this is what makes it such a cool puzzle. And it's made very, very well. It doesn't look like it has a base puzzle underneath. It looks like it's actually all 3D printed. So the core is 3D printed. All of the pieces are 3D printed, put together. That's just high quality. That's somebody really looking out for what they're doing. So big shout out to Kanyons Cubes for that. Again, that's a website that I will certainly frequent. There's already a couple of other things on that website that have caught my eye that I'm adding to my mental wish list. So here's a kind of a half scramble of the 3x5x5. I'm not going to scramble this on camera because honestly it took me longer to scramble it comfortably than it did to solve it, because you got to be really cautious of where you make turns. It is kind of loose, so even if something's bandaged, you got to double check to make sure it's a bandaged turn before things mess up. But you can see where things can go here. I mean, you can do some serious messing up with these turns. So fun puzzles overall, and Kanyons Cubes, huge shout out to them. They sent a couple of free gifts. I got some stickers just because. Also came with a nice 3D printed stand. This is just cool. I actually had to assemble this. You can see the little notches in here. I actually had to put this together myself. So another fun addition. And also got the leftover Halloween mini mat, because why not? This is about 21 centimeters by 25 centimeters, so it's pretty small. It's going to fit on your desk wherever you want it to go. So yeah, Kanyons Cubes and Lord of the Cubes. Huge shout out to Lord of the Cubes for this design, and huge shout out to Kanyons Cubes for being able to 3D print some of this stuff and put it out. The fact that they're 3D printing this stuff in stickerless versions is a huge bonus for a lot of solvers. Personally, I wouldn't mind it stickered either way. I don't care. But I know a lot of people prefer stickerless puzzles, so maybe having some unique puzzles like this 3D printed in stickerless models is going to be incentive for some people to pick them up. So check out the links below. I've got Lord of the Cubes YouTube channel, and I've got Kanyons Cubes website. So check them out, buy a few things, and with all that, I'm going to go ahead and figure this out and then probably scramble this again. I think there's an extra parity on it that I haven't run across yet, so that'll be fun to figure out when I get to it. So with all that said, check out some new puzzles, and as always, happy solving.